Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tim Tompkins. I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Bruce Brown of the Jacksonville Giants.
I don't know about all the man, myth, and the legend thing. I'm just a regular guy.
We have been waiting to do this interview really throughout the course of this season, and I said it's so nice to have you on.
That is true. That is very true, and I'm glad to do it. I've seen everybody else was doing it. It seemed it was so much fun. I was like, let me find some time so I can definitely do this.
Right, so we're doing it on Thursday.
Yeah, on Thursday.
So the season, it's not over. There's definitely a bunch of games left, a bunch of road games, a couple of home games. The arena games, they are done, though.
Yes, the arena games are done. So if you didn't come out there, I know you were there in spirit, and you probably saw us on television, so thank you for all the support. Please continue to either watch or come watch live. It's great to be a part of the city. I love it.
Basketball is better in person, but the Jacksonville Giants definitely thank the official sponsor of the Jacksonville Giants television, CW17. But so the arena games they're over. I know for myself when I was working them, there was a little bit of a sadness when the last one happened. What did it feel like for you being on the court, playing in front of the Jacksonville fans, to have the last arena game?
It's always an honor, you know. And the reason why is because the city always comes out, and I love that atmosphere. It's a great atmosphere. It's always positive. And the reason why it's always positive is because I got a great group of guys, and we're always, ready to go out there and do what we got to do. And we always win. I think this year we've only lost once in the arena, which is rare. It's very rare. But things happen. But we always bounce back like we do. So right now we're on an undefeated streak, which I love, and it's always good to be a part of that and have the city to be a part of that.
Well, speaking of the winning streak, I believe the Jacksonville Giants are in 11 straight games right now. Recently, you moved into the starting lineup. Mm-hmm. How did that come about? The move to have you move into the starting lineup obviously put Jermaine Bell at the 4, slid back Tuck. So now it's a really big team. Really staying true to the name, the Jacksonville Giants. How does that feel when you guys go out on the court to be so much larger than the other team from a speed aspect and a pace aspect?
Well, from a speed aspect, I put it to you this way. I go with what my teammate Slim said. Every team should have to adjust to us. Mm-hmm. We should never adjust to anybody else, and that's the realest thing I've ever heard. Like, it's true. You should adjust to our lineup. Okay, so you want to go small. Okay, but that's all right. You might be a little bit faster, but you're not as big as we are. So we're going to get whatever we want, wherever we want on the floor, whether it be a layup in the lane or a three-point shot, because me and Slim, we draw a lot of attention. And so does anyone else when they get hot. So it's just the fact that when we go out there, we make people really adjust to us.
And I saw you doing it the other day on the game on Monday, and the opposing team tried to put a bigger center on you, and I kind of felt bad for the kid, to be honest.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't feel bad for him, because you know what? When you go out there, I have literally been the skinny kid, at one point in time, and I was facing bigger people. But it's harder for me because I'm the one who got to guard the little small guys on the floor. No one feels sorry for me. Mm-hmm. So you gotta. I mean, it's an adjustment. But even when we're in practice, sometimes when we were all scrambling, we're switch off. I may have to guard Reese sometimes in practice, or Ed, or even Nugent. And at the time, nobody feels sorry for me at that time. So playing against an opponent, I can't say I feel sorry for him. I mean, I feel sorry for what I might do, which, dunk on somebody or, move them out the way so I can get a basket, but that's what I'm supposed to do.
On the defensive end, when the opposing team gets the switch, they have the guard out on you. Mm-hmm. From a defensive standpoint, as the big, how do you approach that situation?
I trust my teammates, so they tell me, Bruce, you can go out there. If you get beat in any kind of way, we got your help. So I trust them. So when they say that, I go out there with, and all going up. I mean, go out there and play the best defense I can. I may not be as fast as the guy. He might get around me, or he may not. But if he does, I know I got Slim, Tuck, Ed, Reese. So someone's going to be back there to help me. Mm-hmm. So I go out there with all the confidence because they tell me that I can do that.
So you are originally from Fayetteville Flight. What does it feel like to go against your former team as a Jacksonville Giant?
It was the first time it was different because I was used to playing with those guys. Of course, you know you try to spill the secrets of who does what so that we can win. And they are. I mean, you know, it's a friendly rivalry between me and those guys because you know, it's just the fact that when I was playing with them and I came here, now that we won a championship, you know, everyone's like, man, you know, it's kind of different. But I'm like, I'm still the same person when I get out there on the court. You know, we shake hands before the game. Mm-hmm. We shake hands. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you, man. How's the family? When we step in the court, you know, we're not friends for the next 48 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then after it's all over, all right, man. Hey, you wanna? Call me. Hit me up. Yeah, we'll talk. I'll come home, hang out and stuff. But it's playing against my old team. It's I guess I'm not gonna say bittersweet. It's more of we keep it. It's competitive because in their mind they're like, all right, if we beat Bruce's team, you know, we got the momentum going. But it's kind of hard, man. It's hard to beat the Giants.
Is it more emotional to play your old team Fayetteville on the road or at home in Jacksonville?
Either or. It's because usually when I go back to Fayetteville, it's you know, I get to see some old friends and a lot of people I know come to the game, and then when they come here, you know, it's always, hey, so Bruce, man, what is there to do around here? Like, where's the good places to eat? You know, where's all this and what's this and what's that? And it's like, well, you gotta let them know, like, well, hey, look, man, don't get me wrong, I do venture out at times, but I've only been here for a while. I ain't been all over Jacksonville. Right. People say Jacksonville's small, but it's a pretty big place. The
biggest city in the U.S., but it does feel like a small town sometimes. Mm-hmm. Everybody seems to know everybody. So you were with the Globe Trotters.
Yes.
Tell me about how that experience happened, what it was like being with the Globe Trotters, and what eventually led you to step away and pick up ABA ball instead.
Globe Trotters, that was a very interesting experience. It was very entertaining. I enjoyed it. Fresh out of college, I come back from an All-Star game. We were in Atlanta, Georgia. The Hawks were playing the Orlando Magic. The Globe Trotters were going to be there that next night. So they came and watched the game. They watched me play. I come back from the All-Star game. My coach Richard Morgan, tells me, "Hey, Bruce, what you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I just got back from an All-Star game, Coach. What you mean what we doing? I just got back a couple hours ago." "Well, what'd you do out there?" "Well, Coach, I played basketball." "What you mean I played the way we know how to play?" He's like, "Well, a friend of mine that would work with the Globe Trotters been blowing my phone up since yesterday, talking about they want you to come out there and play with them." So at first it's like, "Get out of here, Coach. Like, stop playing. You mean the Harlem Globe Trotters?" He's like, "Yeah, son, the Harlem Globe Trotters." And there's a brief pause. And I'm like, "Well, where do they want me to meet them?" "Well, you just left Atlanta. They're going to be out in Minnesota. So you need to get on the plane because you're heading to Minnesota." "Okay, Coach. Well, let me go." So I go home, go to my apartment, wash clothes, pack them back up, head to Minnesota. I get out there, get to meet the guys. At the time, they had a gentleman by the name of Special K, Kevin Daly, who was a great guy on the Showman. And they taught me a lot of cool stuff. I got a chance to work with I got to meet some of the great players. I got to meet Meadowlark Lemon. I got to meet Curly Neal. I got to meet a lot older Globetrotters, especially on when they started off in Phoenix for their 80th year anniversary. Mm-hmm. We started out in Phoenix, so Minnesota was a tryout. I went to Phoenix to start off the tour. Got to meet a lot of great people, and after that, the rest was just history, man. I had a blast touring all over the U.S., touring all over Canada, touring all over in Europe. It was actually that was right before I actually decided to actually go over and play in overseas basketball. That was my very, very first experience with being a bit of an entertainer, as you can say, towards basketball, because it was fun and I enjoyed entertaining the crowd. And I got one chance once to be in the center circle and actually do a ream, and it was really just because I didn't know I was going to do it. I had been practicing it for like months, And then he comes over, he's like, this is how he does it. Okay, Bruce, you going in the center circle. And then like how before, there's a brief pause, like, I'm doing what? You're going in the center circle, you're going to do your ring. You're going to be part of the show. What? You're going to go with the starting 5. You're going to be part of the show. Oh, okay. And it was like towards the end, and we were in North Carolina actually when he did it, and I was got to see some of my buddies I played with in college that came out, and then we also did it again in Richmond, which is my hometown, and got to go out there and do that, and it was fun to be in front of my college friends and my friends to actually see me do this. It was like unreal. And everybody that who was there that still lived in the city that where I went to college at, I had the biggest support system ever, because we had friends and people with signs holding them up. Like I was like, dude, this is not like an NBA game, like but I was nervous, but I got through it though, and I'm glad I actually had a chance to do that. That is an experience that I will remember forever, because that's something that's etched in history. I was part of the Globe Trotters in the 80th year anniversary, and it's something that you can't take that away from anyone. Once a Globe Trotter, always a Globe Trotter is what I'm told.
So anybody that has been to a Jacksonville Giants game, you always see Bruce dancing. Is that sort of where you get a bit of your showmanship from?
Oh no, I just love to dance.
Yeah.
I really do. I love to dance. I'll be in the house dancing. I'll be in my car listening to my favorite music, and you just catch me. I just be dancing. And I just have fun. I love having fun, and that's the reason why I still play basketball right now. It's fun. It's so much fun, and I still sometimes feel like that kid in the candy store when I come out there on the court, because I love doing this. It's something I love to do, and I always told myself the day that this feels like a job, like a 9 to 5, like I get up, I gotta go play basketball. That's the day I'm gonna stop. And I'm 33 and I'm still playing. I still have fun. It's so much fun out there, all the time. So I get to do it with some of the greatest guys ever.
Being a little bit older, 33, not that old, but a little bit older.
In basketball years, I'm the grandfather.
Yeah. How the legs holding up?
Legs holding up fine.
Yeah. You getting sore after games?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Gotta ice it up. That good old Epsom salt bath. Just sit in there for a couple hours.
So, I was laughing a couple weeks ago. I was watching Bruce play, and it was a little bit garbage time. Giants are up by like 60 or something. Something absolutely ridiculous, man.
Ridiculous, right?
And I just see you like chucking up threes, right? And I say you chucking up as if it's a bad thing. I see you just hitting these threes, and they're going in. I'm thinking, he's just out there shooting threes. When did I don't remember. Was this a recent part of your game? Did you spend all summer shooting threes?
Actually, I do. I practice. I figured.
Well, apparently they go in.
This is my thing. I figured if Dirk Nowitzki, DeMarcus Cousins, a lot of the bigs in the NBA can shoot, and why can't I do it? So yeah, I practice a little bit. That was actually when you saw it in the arena. That was the first time I'd ever hit a three in the arena. Like I'd never taken one in the arena, and now I'm more confident with it. And yeah, sometimes it's a bit of a not necessarily an intimidation factor, but it's kind of a bit of a like that's the icing on the cake. Like okay, they're up 60, and now the big guy's confident. He's just gonna shoot he's gonna shoot threes, and he's making them. So like what else can we do? Like we tried to we can't stop him inside. Now he's shooting threes. We can't stop him out there either. Like man, it's ridiculous.
So how did the rest of the guys on the Giants feel knowing that you actually have the best 3-point percentage of anybody on the team, whether it be Keith McDougald, whether it be Maurice Mickens, Larry Dumas, Ed Horton?
I'm a shooter. I'm a certified shooter now.
How does that make them feel?
I don't know. You know what? We should have a talk about that. But you know what's going to happen? It's going to be like tomorrow's practice. No, we're going to shoot it out since you're the best shooter. All right. Let's do that. We have competitions. Sometimes I win. Sometimes I lose. But that's when it gets pretty serious in practice though. Because game time, I'm just having fun. And you see them on the sideline, they egging me on. Bruce, go shoot the three. Okay. splash. Shoot another one. Okay. Splash. Well, come back and do it again. All right. Splash. Is there anything else you need me to do? You want me to take somebody off the dribble next time? I think that's what I'm going to do next time.
Yeah, take them off the
Take
dribble?
somebody off the
Yeah,
dribble.
but you got to do it to a guard, though. Do it to like a little 6'3" guy.
All right, okay, I'm going to work on that.
know?
I'm gonna work all week in practice on taking somebody off the dribble. And hopefully I can do it in a game.
I'm really glad you brought up practice, because the Giants during the last game, although you guys did win by about 20, you look at the percentage from the charity strike, and it was anything but what you want as a team. And I hear Coach Williams yell out, "Free throw."
Yeah, that's
Free throw Tuesday.
Actually, yeah.
Free throw practice Tuesday, something along those lines. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder, did you all have to go and...
That's pretty much all day Tuesday was. And every time you miss, just go ahead and take off running. You know.
Did that actually happen though? Was there a...
Yeah, that
happened?
literally happened.
Yep.
Free throw Tuesday. Like every time when we came in, practice stretched, ran up a little bit. All right, guys, let's get to the free throw line. Every time you miss, just take off. Just take off, do a lap. Pretty tiring, but hopefully we can get that free throw percentage up.
You gotta. One of the things I've heard people say is, when the Giants get to the finals, we're just gonna send them to the line and start. We're gonna start hacking.
This is something that I know to be true. Last year's finals, we were precise, and it didn't matter what you did. You sit to the line, we hitting free throws. We were making baskets. We were playing team basketball. Everything was on one accord. And we know this year that when we get there, because we've been there since the last 3 years that I've been here, we've always been to the finals. So we always we make sure that everything is perfect. So right now, I say we're still kind of ironing the kinks out. But when it comes down to it, when them finals get here, just like last year, I think we might have missed altogether maybe 20 free throws altogether total for them games that we played. Because at that point we realized it's win or go home, so we have to do it. And I mean, right now, we have to do it now, but when that happens, when that day comes, when that final game gets here, we know what time we know what we have to do.
Yeah, they call them free throws for a reason.
Yeah,
absolutely. 3 points, got to make them.
Got to make them.
What is one word or phrase that you hope a former player that you used to play with remembers you as?
Funny.
Funny?
Yeah. I try to. I know we have a couple of jokesters on the team. I just try to be. I try to be funny or motivated, because I feel as if as a teammate I need to. Sometimes you have a teammate that may not be making his shots right now, but you got to push him forward. Hey, come on, man, just take the next one. Don't worry about them ones. Take the next one. You'll hit the next one. Or let's get a couple layups in, then we'll shoot the jump shot. Or keep getting to the line. Focus. You got 10 seconds. Relax. It's okay. So either funny or a motivator, whichever one, or both, however that's supposed to be.
Sounds like you might go into coaching one day.
Yes, I do have thought about that. I have really thought about that. When I hang the shoes up, I want to coach kids, and I want to give them the knowledge that I have, or give them something that I didn't have. What is the opportunity to possibly, go to the NBA or play overseas? Because I tell everyone it's not always. I mean, don't get me wrong. The NBA is great. You love to be there. I would want to be there, but sometimes playing overseas is also just as good. And so they get guys that come from overseas and they bring them into the league, or play in the D League and bring them to the NBA. It happens all the time. It's just on how hard you work and how much you want it.
Mm-hmm. They renamed the D League the G League. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. Why I wonder why they would do that.
Gatorade. So instead of the D League, and see, I was always I never really liked the name D League, right? Because I think D talent. No one wants to be the D talent. You know, we're looking to get a D in class, right?
But it's the developmental league.
Yeah,
that's what it was. But the G League.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
It's kind of weird. The D League. Well, you got the NBA, and is could it be the MBB League? Like, you know, it's not a top notch, but you can make them. I'm just, okay. Gatorade.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's a G League now.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, it's cool.
You've been with the Jacksonville Giants a couple of seasons.
This is my third one.
What has been the one moment that's really stood out to you most? That if you stopped playing basketball today, that would really stick out to you?
The one moment that would really stick out to me, I would have to say that that year, this past year when we won the championship. That's the one moment, because we worked so hard and we earned it, and we came out and we knew that it was do or die. We knew it was a single elimination. We knew that it was win or go home, and we got together before leaving and we told ourselves, no matter what happens, we're coming back home with this championship. We're coming home with the championship. And we said it to, and we told each other the whole time, and we're coming home with this championship. Every single time we stepped out on that floor and we won, one step closer. And then when the final buzzer went off, and you know, the guy on the microphone says, "In your new ABA champions, the Jacksonville Giants," that was a brief moment in time, you know, where it was all worth it. All the hard work, all the sweat, all the pain, all of the all the many arguments we may have in practice, you know, all of it. It was all worth it, and I wouldn't take that moment back for anything at all. That was a moment that will be etched in my mind forever, because you know we earned it. It wasn't given to us, because everyone thought, you know, it wasn't given. Then everyone talks about the power rankings and all this other stuff. We don't really care about the power rankings, because, like I said, they're just numbers. They're just numbers. Anyone can be the champion. As you see in the NBA, any team, you can have a team that's eighth in the West or East, and come all the way and win a championship. It happens, and that's what happened to us. We went out there and we did what we had to do. We were champions.
So it's the moment that the announcer said,
"Yeah,
your 2016."
Once that buzzer went off, and we were all jumping and cheering when he said, "And now your 2016 ABA champions, the Jacksonville Giants." It was just a whole a release. Everything that we had worked for, and it reached the rewards.
So what do you do after? You take a couple months off from playing ball, or
no? Definitely can't take no months off, because if you look at the NBA, guys are always working. Because at any given time, there's always somebody out there who is trying to get be better than you. So no, can't take no days off. I mean, you may rest for maybe like a week or two, maybe a month. You take a month to relax, but you got to get back at it, because there are people out there working just as hard. Because in their minds, we got to beat Jacksonville. They're the champs. We got to beat them. If we beat the champs, we can say, "Hey, we beat the champions." Granted, you can't say that in April, but people wear that. They want to beat us. We're the team to beat. People want to beat us, whether we're number one or whether we're at the bottom of the list. Which, you know what I'm saying? People want to beat us. It's just it's difficult to do so. Now, granted, I'll give DMV their due. You know, they came in and they earned that. They earned that victory. But they did it last year the same way. When we went to the finals, didn't happen the same way. So, you know, it's just It's going to come down to this, and this is the thing that I know to be true. It's all going to come down to who wants it more, and who's willing to sacrifice more to get it. That ball rolls on the floor. Are you willing to sacrifice your body, dive on the floor to get that loose ball? Are you going to sacrifice your body to box out to get the rebound? Are you going to sacrifice your body to take that charge? Because that could be the game-changing play. You don't dive on the floor, other team gets it, they score. You don't box out rebound, home team gets the rebound, they score. You don't take that charge, a missed opportunity. There's a lot of things that change the game. It's not necessarily all about the offensive end. It's all on defense, man. If you can defend and you play better defense than the other team, you'll win 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10. And the thing is, as a person, I would take someone who works hard over talent sometimes. I would do that because hard work, you can have people who will be the most talented people on the earth, and guess what? Their team doesn't win. But you have some people, you have guys who work hard, sacrifice, dedication. They're the best players ever because you know what they're going to give you. A talented guy, okay, you can go ahead and you can have 30. You've seen it in the NBA. Someone have 30 and they lose. He's got talent. But you see a group of guys that everyone on the team is averaging maybe 10 to 12 points each. It's hard work. But they're defending and they're stopping their opponents from scoring each and every time. I understand you're not going to stop them all the time. But it's always that one stop that can make or break a team, that can make or break a play or a game. Happens all the time. Buzzer beaters, or someone gets a offensive foul or defense or a charge or something, and they get the other ball. It changes things.
Or rebounding's effort, right?
Rebounding is just effort.
I mean, that's one of the things about playing basketball that players that are high rebounding players, such as yourself, I feel like they don't get enough credit because rebounding, and to your point, there's talent can only take you so far.
True.
Boxing out to get that rebound. A lot of people, for example, to bring it over to the NBA really quickly, they give Marc Gasol a hard time because he doesn't average a lot of rebounds. But if you watch him play, that's because he's boxing out so Zebo can grab that rebound. Yeah. So there's that's effort, that's team play, that's sacrificing your own numbers for the betterment of the team.
I call those are the garbage guys. I call those the garbage men. Mm-hmm. Those are the guys that do the dirty work. They don't get put in the stat. They don't get put on television. And that's fine. I love those guys. Come in. Oh yeah, he didn't have 30-some points, but you know what he did? He gave me 8 points, 8 rebounds. That's 8 more points and 8 less rebounds than what they could have had. And how much did we win by? Oh, we won by 8. Guess what? The garbage man cleaned up the little bitty stuff, or he boxed out somebody so that you can get the rebound, or he cleared out so that you can get the layup.
So if you're watching this right now, you got to go to the Jacksonville Giants Instagram at @JacksGiants because we just posted up a picture of Tuck boxing out. Gerard Tucker boxing out a player, and it's not the focal point of the picture, but it's really the part he knows the most because you see it right there. You aren't going to get this rebound.
Look, I don't know if anybody know nothing about this, but Tuck is Tuck is one of the he's one of the garbage men on the team, man. He does the dirty stuff, does the dirty work. He gets the rebounds, the small, gets the loose balls and takes the charge. Eli is always taking the charges. And
he gets a lot of putbacks.
Yeah, that's because I tell anyone this, if you don't find Eli and box him out, he's gonna dunk on your head.
I wish I could do that when I play. I mean, that's really.
He's gonna dunk on your head. If you don't box him out, same thing with Slim. If you don't box them out, if you don't find them somewhere on the court, Eli and Slim, Slim don't do it as much, but he will do it. But Eli, if you don't find him on the court, Eli's going to dunk on your head every single time. That's why when you see it happen, you see the guy looks like, this is the you didn't box him out. Now he's dunking on your head because you weren't paying attention.
Well, it's one of the things about the ABA, too, that makes the ABA a little bit different than the NBA is you can touch a ball while it's still in the cylinder, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So you really want to use that to your advantage, which, is, as you mentioned, the Jacksonville Giants, Superman does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so does Slim. Slim will get up there. You'll knock it off. You thinking, oh man, it bounced. Yeah, it's out of here now. It's not. It don't even count. So missed attempt for you.
So we're coming up on the end of the interview right now. A couple of games left, notably March 5th, March 6th, I believe, the Saturday and Sunday. But more importantly, the Saturday game at Edward Waters College. Coming up on the end of the season, how important is it to you to have the Jacksonville Giants fans there at the college supporting those last? Because coming up on the end of the season, it's almost sad. I know it's not for you guys. You're going on to the postseason, but
I will say this: I enjoy playing in front of all the people in Jacksonville. So if you would come out to the game, our last two home games, March 4th and the 5th at Edward Waters, I would greatly appreciate it. I know my guys would greatly appreciate it, and I know you're going to have a great time. Did you not see what happened on Monday? We just gave away $1,000 for 2 half-court shots on Monday. Who knows, man? That could possibly be you. You hit the half-court shot, you win you some money.
By the way, do you know the odds on that?
Oh,
someone had to go and correct me because I put the Facebook post up there and I thought it was 1 in 100. It's 1 in 50 if you hit 1 half-court shot. If you hit 2 half-court shots in a row, that's 1 in 2,500. So 0.004%.
But it happened though. It's okay. It happened. And shouts out to those guys that did that for those schools. Hopefully you gave those kids like $1 a piece or something.
I mean, that was like a divine intervention or something. The likelihood of something like that.
I mean,
happening.
it wasn't the luck of the average. Those guys had skill. I saw them. I saw them. They looked like they practiced.
Yeah.
They looked like they probably be in the gym practicing. So we might need to go investigate that.
Right.
Possibly. But it's too late now, though.
All right. Well, Mr. Bruce, it was fun. Anything else?
Shout out to my lovely lady, Pam. I know you're probably watching. Love you. Hopefully I'll, check you out later. I know you're busy doing whatever you're doing at work or school. So shout out to you. Shout out to all my teammates. Love you guys, my brothers. Shout out to you. Thank you for having me here.
Sure.
And shout out to all of Jacksonville, the city that gave me my chance to bring them home an ABA championship. Thanks.
Check out one of the remaining home games. Go to JacksonvilleGiants.com. Click on the remaining home games at the top left of the screen. Mr. Bruce Bound.
Love you, babe.
The man, the myth, the legend. You see him dancing.